It's always sad to see an innocent and excitable soul who's just trying to enjoy some recreational mathematics get struck down by some cruel, poorly written, impossible puzzle. And we may have just such a tragedy on our hands today. Please help. I am going crazy. I don't think this is solvable. And here is the puzzle in question. Much like a crossword, it's pretty easy to see the objective of this puzzle at a glance. We have 9 numbers to choose from here. Each can be used only once to fill in these blank squares, and we need to fill them in such a way that all of the equations, top to bottom and left to right, are true. So, is it true that this puzzle is unsolvable? Well, give it a try yourself. You might be surprised. We would like to start working through this puzzle, but there's one question that might quickly occur to you. If I'm trying to start pinning down some numbers in these squares, my attention is drawn to 13 here, because 13 is a prime number, and I see that this column has multiplication. The only things that multiply to 13 are 1 and 13, so this seems like a promising place to start to fill in some obvious blanks. However, we may then consider order of operations. Multiplication actually comes before addition. So to make this column true, we wouldn't need this sum times this number equals 13, we would need this plus this product equals 13, which gives us a lot more flexibility and makes this more difficult to solve. But is it actually intended that we follow the order of operations in this puzzle so that multiplication should be done first? Or should it just go top to bottom and left to right? Well, we can answer that just by looking at row 2, for example, with this division. Division also has priority over addition according to the order of operations, so we would need 5 divided by something plus something to get 1. And that's simply not possible. The smallest we could make this division is 5 divided by 9. That would give us 5/9. And then the smallest thing we could add to that would be 1. And so the smallest this could possibly be would be 1 plus 5/9, which is not equal to 1. So there's just no way this could be true if we follow order of operations. Since following order of operations clearly makes the puzzle impossible, we can assume that we're supposed to do the operations from top to bottom and from left to right. Of course, we could have also just read the instructions, which also specify this, but who reads those? Now then, knowing how these operations are to be carried out, we can quickly start to fill in some of these blanks. Since we do the math from top to bottom, these two numbers will be added together and then multiplied by something to get 13. So maybe these two numbers add to 1, and this is 13. Of course, that's not possible. We don't have a 13 to put in this blank, and we don't have two numbers that would add to 1. So it must be that these two numbers add to 13, and then get multiplied by 1. Again, 13 is prime, so its only factors are 1 and itself, and that's what makes this part so easy. There's still some wiggle room for these blanks. For example, 8 plus 5 is 13. 9 plus 4 is 13. What should these be? Not sure yet. Let's look at column 2. 44 isn't prime, but due to the conditions of the puzzle, we also have very few possibilities for this column. What are the factors of 44? Well, 44 can be factored into 22 times 2, but that's clearly not going to work here, because we can't add anything to 5 to produce 22 to then double it and get 44. The only other possibility then is to factor 44 as 4 times 11. That's going to work. Of course, we can't have two numbers that add to 4 because we're already forced to have a 5 here. So these two numbers must add to 11 and then get multiplied by 4. That forces this top blank to be 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. Times 4 is 44. Again, if we followed order of operations, multiplication comes first. This is 20, plus 6 is 26, and it would not work. But thankfully, we're supposed to do it top to bottom. And of course, this is how it would be done anyways if we grab a real calculator. If we type these operations in, we have 6 plus 5, and then multiply by 4. And as desired, we get 44. That's the correct answer. But now, already, after pinning down the most obvious blank squares, the puzzle has proven itself impossible because of row 3. Blank plus 4 plus 1 equals 15, so this blank has to be 10, but 10 is not a number that's available to us. So is that the end of the story then? It's a poorly constructed puzzle and it's not solvable? Is it possible we could bend the rules just slightly to get a solution? One thought that might occur to you is maybe this 5 isn't supposed to be there. None of the other squares that make up the equations, aside from the solutions, are filled in, and we do have 5 available to us. So we have 9 numbers we can use, but only 8 blank squares. That's strange and does suggest that maybe the 5's not supposed to be there. However, even if we pretend that this 5 isn't here, that just gives us a bit more flexibility with these two numbers that add to 11. It doesn't change the fact that this needs to be 1 and this needs to be 4, and thus the third row still presents an impossibility. Alright, well, a different approach. If we can't solve the puzzle completely, just how right can we get? Can we make all of the equations except one of them true? We can imagine trying the puzzle again and taking a different approach that doesn't run into a problem so quickly. No matter what, we can't avoid that this has to be 6 and this has to be 4. Then, if we direct our attention to column 1 instead of column 3, we see that these two blanks must add to an even number, because we must be able to divide it by something to get 2. One example is maybe it adds to 4, and that turns out to work pretty well. We could put a 1 here and a 3 here. 1 plus 3 is 4, and we would have to divide that by 2 to get 2. You can see now that 1 and 3 here work out very well. 1 plus 6 is 7, so then we can divide by 7 to make row 1 true. 1 plus 6 is 7 divided by 7 equals 1. Same thing with row 2. 3 plus 5 is 8, and we still have 8 available to us, so we can divide by 8 to make this equation true as well. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Now, of course, the last blank is forced. 2 plus 4 is 6, and we need to add 9 to that to produce 15. Now, is this a correct solution? Well, of course not. We already showed that a correct solution is impossible. Column 3 does not work here. 7 plus 8 is 15, times 9 is not 13, but in fact 135. But wait. Let's think about that for a minute. 7 plus 8 times 9 is not 13, but 135. 135 and 13 match in those first two digits. 13 is just missing the 5. And what numbers from 1 through 9 have we used? Well, in fact, we've used every single number except for 5. We didn't have to use 5 yet, because the 5 here was there from the start. The instructions clearly say that we can use the numbers below the diagram once each, and we haven't yet used the 5. Thus, we can complete the puzzle correctly by using the 5 to turn this 13 into a 135, and now all of the equations are true, and we've used every number below the diagram exactly once. I'll leave a link in the description to the original thread on r/puzzles. You can take a close look at the instructions to determine for yourself, and let me know in the comments whether or not you think this is a legitimate or the intended solution to the puzzle. Opinions certainly differed. I would say that the instructions of the puzzle make it pretty clear this is not the intended or a valid solution, because it says we're supposed to use the numbers to complete the blank squares. Of course, this here is not a blank square. Furthermore, it says that we're supposed to use the numbers and fill in the blank squares in order to arrive at the figures given in the bottom and right-hand columns of the diagram. The figure given is 13, not 135. So it's a clever solution, and it's certainly an interesting coincidence that this works out, that the one number we hadn't yet used can be used to correct the single error in this solution. But we can get a better idea of whether or not this is the intended solution by going to the original source. Someone in that thread tracked down at least a source, maybe not the source, but a source for this problem. He says it's a typo. Here it appears in the wild as a King's Feature Syndicate puzzle on June 12th, 2025, with the answer that is incorrect with 13 instead of 135. So clicking on that link, we can see this as the given answer. It's what we just went over, except with the 13 and not being modified. And of course, just like our solution, this alleged answer is not correct. 7 plus 8 times 9 is not 13. So in my mind, there were still a couple possibilities. Maybe this was just a simple typo. Maybe the puzzle was deliberately unsolvable to drive engagement. Or maybe this clever solution was the intended solution, but the author just forgot to include that last detail in the solution. Thankfully, after browsing the website some more, I found another puzzle of the same exact sort published on June 19th. And I figured this should answer all of our questions. If this puzzle has a totally legitimate solution, then I think we can comfortably say this was just a typo. On the other hand, if the puzzle ends up having one row or column that just doesn't work out, maybe we could find another clever solution, or maybe it would confirm that these puzzles are just made to be unsolvable for engagement bait. So I scribbled some numbers into the blanks, trying to figure out what was forced and make these equations work out. In the end, I found that this one's impossible too. Understandably, I was a bit shook. It seemed like the website was just posting unsolvable puzzles, I don't know, to irritate people, I guess. Of course, this left no option for me but to send an email to the website owner. In this email, I tried to do two things. Number one, be polite, and number two, communicate the fact that I know mathematics, so my claims are certainly correct, and it's not possible that I have made an error. So using the website contact form, I said, "Hi Kate, I recently stumbled on the Go Figure June 19th and the Go Figure June 12th puzzles. I'm a mathematics enthusiast and found that the rules of the puzzles quickly force numbers into place, which ultimately result in a contradiction." In this email, I also wanted to not suggest the clever solution to the puzzle, because if this was actually the intended solution, I wanted to see them explain that for themselves. I continue. "This is seen in Linda's posted solution," that was the name of the author who posted the puzzle and the solution, "where the third column of her answer is incorrect," and then I link to that. "She has 7 plus 8 times 9 equals 13, but of course 7 plus 8 times 9, if done left to right as the instructions specify, is equal to 135. I just wanted to have a polite and open-ended email to hopefully get the most genuine response. I finished. "I'm curious if you have Linda's contact," the puzzle author, "or could tell me anything more about these impossible puzzles. Thanks, Sean." The next business day, being earlier today, I received a response. Unfortunately, this didn't get me any further. She simply says, "Hi Sean, I'm sorry that I don't have a contact for the puzzle. It's a subscription that I pay for through a syndication service. It's nice to know that people are doing the puzzles, even if they may be incorrect. LOL, Kate." So unfortunately, we are without explanation or apology for this broken puzzle. And furthermore, as a lesson I've already learned, it pays to be polite and not accusatory. I had thought that second puzzle I checked was another impossible puzzle, but I tried to do it again and had no issues. So I invite you to try the puzzle yourself. I'll go ahead and walk you through it now. I think this second puzzle is a little bit more difficult. I started off focusing my attention in column 3. Since the difference divided by something is 5, the difference needs to be a multiple of 5. But the biggest difference available to us is 9 minus 1, which is 8. Hence, the only multiple of 5 we could have here is 5 itself. So it must be that this minus this is 5, and then we divide that by 1 to produce 5 at the end. So this has to be 1. Again, it can't be something like 2 because we can't achieve a difference of 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5, but we can't get a difference of 10 with these numbers. Then we know these two numbers need to be 5 apart. Like 1 and 6, for example, but it can't be 1 and 6 because we've already used 1. Maybe it's something like 3 and 8, but we know that can't be either because we need multiplication to 2 here. To get a multiplication of 2, we either need 2 times 1 or 1 times 2. Since this can't be 2 times 1, it has to be 1 times 2, and so this blank has to be 2. That, of course, forces this to be 7. 7 minus 2 is 5, divided by 1 is 5. That then forces the top left number, what minus 4 plus 7 is 8, that would have to be 5. So now we have used 1, 2, 5, and 7. Now, in column 1, we actually know that 3 has to go here in the last cell. That's because 5 minus 3 is 2, which can be added to 9 to produce 11. But if we add anything bigger than 3, like 4 for example, 5 minus 4 is 1, and we don't have anything that we can add to 1 to produce 11. 1 is too small, and of course the problem would be even worse if we put a bigger number here. So this has to be 3, which forces this to be 9. 5 plus 9 minus 3 is 11. Then we need 9 minus this to be 1, so that when multiplied by 2, we get 2, so this has to be 8. 4 plus 8 is 12, divided by 6 is 2, and the puzzle is solved. You can see, just like in the previous puzzle, we end up not needing the one number that was already given in the blanks. But this time, the puzzle actually works, and we don't need to use that leftover number to correct the solution. So hey, that was kind of fun, an unsolvable puzzle that happened to have a pretty darn clever solution. And hey, if you're a mathematics enthusiast too, you can get the coolest math clothes in the world at mathshin.com. Link in the description. This is my math fashion brand. For example, this is the Tomei's function Under Armour t-shirt. This features Tomei's famous function called the raindrop function, set against a backdrop of Babylon, with Carl Tomei himself standing with an umbrella against the raging storm. As you can see, it's a bit dark on the t-shirt, but you can also get it on a canvas or a mug, and there's several other awesome math designs and products at mathshin.com. Check it out if you like anything. I'd really appreciate an order, and be sure to subscribe for the swankiest math videos on the internet.
I'm unstable, I'm feeling hard to keep the cable cut and untuck the cable. If Texas Instruments don't reply, I think this time it might be fatal. Wish to sell my own fake, cause I'm jaded.
Hate the odds that I calculated.
Press and pull and pray and push it all the way through the whole blue
Planet faded.
psychosomatic habits, why you're so